4 years ago, I quit social media and told it to fuck off. One decision: no Instagram, no X, no Facebook, and no YouTube, which is why this is my first video in 4 years. Here's how I made that happen with the least amount of friction, the 6 big changes that came from this, and how it made me happier, healthier, and wealthier. The standing order. No, I didn't delete my accounts. I made a standing order. A standing order is one decision that pre-decides thousands of future decisions. It's a non-negotiable law you write yourself, which is on par with Moses and the 10 Commandments, except it is for your life and your life only. Mine, I will not visit social media unless it's for a specific learning purpose. And if it's for business, I get once a week maximum. One rule set once, honored as religiously as thou shalt not kill, no willpower required. So as a result, I didn't spend 10,000 hours of my life watching 1,000 reels. I didn't increase my anxiety and anger. I didn't completely destroy my focus. I didn't downregulate my dopamine. And I didn't kill my sleep. So what did I do with all this time? 6 things. And stick around for number 4 because it involves something you'd never expect from a 56-year-old man with a ton of gray hair. Number 1, I co-founded and started a software company. And then after 3 years, I sold it for a decent chunk of change that 40 years ago would have completely changed my life. But today, it didn't do a damn thing. But that is not the point. The point? This venture was a complete failure, and we still were able to sell it. Why? Because this service had subscribers, it had revenue, and it had a little bit of profit. In other words, it had value. But the failure of this software service landed on the fact that me and my co-founder couldn't agree on a damn thing. I mean, we're talking about arguing over the color of a button for 3 hours. So in the end, we agreed to stop this insanity. We sold the platform and we washed our hands of it. The point? Even in failure, I won. And this is the value of playing the Fastlane game. Because sometimes when you lose, you actually win. I won experience, I won more money, and I won another exit. Number 2, after 25 years of living in Arizona, I moved to Utah and upgraded from one dream house to another. 13,000 square feet, private gym, indoor basketball court, home theater, pool, hot tub, and a private creek that rivals any national park. And my favorite room, of course, the library. So instead of paying cash, I made a 66% down payment, and the remaining $1.8 million mortgage is, you won't believe it, is being paid by the U.S. government. I kid you not. The details of this is listed in chapter 35 of Choose Hard, Live Easy, my newest book. So if you want to read the details of how that actually transpired, check it out. So why leave Arizona after 25 years? 2 things. The first, the heat shifted from 4 months of complete hell to 6 or 7 months. I can handle 4, but not 7. And then, number 2, Arizonans voted to raise the state income tax by a whopping 73%. Of course, only on the high income earners, the producers, the employers, the Fastlane. 73%. That's California math in Arizona. So I left. I got the hell out. The lesson here? Your environment is always changing. You always have a choice what you can do about it. The question is whether you're either paying attention or too busy scrolling to notice. Number 3, the gray hair. As you can see, I stopped dyeing my hair. I started graying a long time ago, back in my early 30s. For years, I fought it. I'm talking about dye jobs, touch-ups, and yep, even the occasional Sharpie marker. I told myself, you know what? You gotta look your best if you're on YouTube. Well, that's a load of crap. So 4 years ago, when I left social media, I let the gray roll. I ended the dye. And now my wife calls me a silver fox. So you know what? I'm going to take it. And I haven't lost all my hair. So there's some good news there. But here's the real point. There's a hidden tax on putting out a fake version of yourself. It costs time, money, and energy. And at some point, you have to stop playing that game. And besides, the older I look, the more minds I can blow with what happened next. Number 4, and this will surprise you, and it's not AI. At 56, I'm in the best shape of my life. Not good for my age in the best shape, actually the best. Better than when I was 36 years old 20 years ago, when I was in a doctor's office at least once a month complaining about some illness or some issue. So when I say the best, I mean not in just feels, but actual verifiable data, blood work, biometrics. As a result, my VO2 max is in the top 3% for men my age, when men my age can't even do 3 sit-ups without back pain. My blood work, which was a complete shit show in my 30s, is now clean. I recover faster, I sleep better, and have more energy than I did 20 years ago. How? 2 things. First decision. I made a campaign commitment, which I call Operation 100. This is a long-term commitment to staying healthy and active until age 100. Now, this operation isn't about vanity, because if it was, I'd still be dyeing my hair. You see, my father was hit with Alzheimer's at 62 years old. I'm just 6 years away from that. Second decision, a $20 jump rope, not a $4,000 Peloton, not a $200 an hour personal trainer, a $20 rope. So what I didn't expect when I started was that jumping rope carries a huge cognitive load. Talking about hand-eye coordination, rhythm, proprioceptive movement. It was training my body, but it was also training my brain, which, given my family history, is enormously important. So when I got started, I was terrible at first. Heck, I couldn't even jump rope forward, just doing a basic jump. That took me 2 weeks. So what did I do? I used my standing order, and I returned to social media, specifically to learn how to do all this stuff. And wow, what a rabbit hole that was. I saw people doing crosses, throws, reverses, lunges, squatting, all kinds of various tricks, all revolving around a jump rope. And it was all performed by people in their 20s and 30s. So what did I do? I thought to myself, I can do that. And a year later, I'm a 56-year-old man with gray hair doing jump rope tricks and hip-hopping through a PVC rope. Side note, I created an entire playlist on this channel called Old Man Jumps Rope to chronicle my jump roping journey. Subscribe if you want to learn how an old man does what no old man should be doing. Number 5, I learned how to play piano. Of course, not concert level, but good enough to recognize songs and give my brain a workout. Why? Longevity research shows that learning a musical instrument has the strongest positive impact on cognitive fitness in older people, stronger than almost anything else. But here's what really got me. Every time you hit the wrong note, you know it immediately. It's unforgiving feedback. You fail literally 100 times per session. It's humbling, it's hard, and it requires the one thing that social media was designed to destroy: deep, focused attention. Learning how to play piano is literally the anti-social media. So I can't recommend it enough. Doesn't have to be piano. Pick something, learn it, and lean into the hard. Number 6, I wrote another book. This one is not about money, not about business, and it's not about the Fastlane. This book is about the most powerful force in your life. And incidentally, decisions matter for everything: the business, the health, the finances, the relationships. It matters for everything. The book is called Choose Hard, Live Easy: The Art of War for Decision Making. The premise: every time you take the easy path short term, you make your long term harder. Every time you choose the harder path up front, life gets easier. Like when you quit social media, it's hard at first, then it gets easier, and then it gets better. You want to jump rope at 54 years old? Yeah, it's embarrassing, and it hurts when you whip your shins. But then you're in the top 3% for your age group. Learning piano? It's torture for the ears. And then your wife is slamming the door because she don't want to hear the trash. But then later, she's crying to open arms in the living room. Every single thing on this list started with a hard choice. 4 years off social media, strategic access. I got healthier, wealthier, learned new things, moved somewhere better, and I stopped pretending. And all of it started with that one standing order. So you can choose hard on your terms: discipline, discomfort, growth, or you can let hard choose you on its terms: addiction, apathy, and the attention span of a sugar-addled toddler. The fact is, if you want to choose hard, you will earn persistent ease. You can choose easy, and then you will be punished with persistent hard. So if you want to learn more, everything, the book, the website, the free downloads, is listed in the description. So I'll leave you with this, where you can drop a comment, and that is, what is the one hard thing you've been avoiding? What standing order can you create today that could potentially predecide 1,000 decisions and give your life the hard right turn it needs? I'll make sure to read every one. Until next time, it was good to see you again.